Coming up tonight on CTV, the Supreme Court debates the constitutionality of the Defense of Marriage Act. Then Study Abroad with Katie Spencer is back with the tour of Paris. And later, an artist who is painting her way through Colorado breweries. All that and more next on CTV News.
Good evening and welcome to CTV on this Wednesday, March 27th. I'm Makenzie O'Keefe.
And I'm Wayne Stafford. The second day of hearings in the U.S. Supreme Court consisted of debates over the constitutionality of the Defense of Marriage Act of 1996. This act declares marriage as being strictly between a man and a woman. If the act is overturned, the highest court will reevaluate the benefits of same-sex marriages in hopes to make them equal. Justices heartily went back and forth on whether the federal government should or should not be allowed to regulate same-sex marriages.
The issue of same-sex marriage certainly implicates profound and deeply held views on both sides of the issue. But the legal question on the merits before this court is actually quite narrow. On the assumption that states have the constitutional option either to define marriage in traditional terms or to recognize same-sex marriages or to adopt a compromise like civil unions, does the federal government have the same flexibility, or must the federal government simply borrow the terms in state law?
According to the New York Times, so far the majority of justices have shown support in striking down the Defense of Marriage Act. Final rulings for both California's Proposition 8 and the Defense of Marriage Act are expected by the end of June.
The Aurora Theater shooting suspect James Holmes may plead guilty to avoid the death penalty. New documents in the case say that defense attorneys representing Holmes have offered him to plead guilty and accept life in prison to take the death penalty off of the table. Prosecutors have yet to accept this offer made on Wednesday. His 4-week trial is expected to begin on August 5th. Sustainability and being green is something Colorado State University has always focused on. A new project being put into place by ASCSU and the City of Fort Collins will help our university withhold these environmental standards. CSU, being a bicycle-friendly campus, is looking into working with the City of Fort Collins to implement a bike-sharing network across the city.
ASCSU has wanted to get on board with something like a bike share program that wouldn't just be used in the campus community, but in the Fort Collins community as a whole.
The primary goals of this project is to provide bicycles for students and Fort Collins residents that will increase campus accessibility and hopefully relieve campus traffic.
I think it'd be good for the city of Fort Collins. It'll bring a bunch of tourists. They can take the bikes to all the different breweries.
The bike sharing program will also add more bike racks on campus, as well as an option to leave your bike in an overnight locker. This program will provide a kiosk at every bus stop and transit center, including the one on CSU's campus behind me. It will allow any student to get off the bus and rent a bike that they can ride anywhere in Fort Collins. With Meridian being closed, the possible on-campus stadium, and a lack of student parking already, ASCSU hopes this project will help our university as well as maintain the image of being green.
I think that as we move towards 2020 and we'll have more capacity of students on the campus, it'll be a lot harder to drive onto campus. So any way that we can provide alternative transportation is something that I think will help everyone as far as Fort Collins traffic goes, parking on campus, parking off campus, and also overall the green image, right? Like any way that we can be more sustainable, I think is the best.
ASCSU and the City of Fort Collins are still working on the logistics of this program, but hope it will provide a positive advancement to a greener community at CSU. The program is expected to be put into place by 2014, working closely with the new MAX transit system.
Old Town's Bojo's is on the move. Yes, the pizza restaurant is picking up shop in the fall, but not too far, just a few blocks down the road. Sammy Q's Gelato Land on LaPorte and College has been officially sold, and on the buyer is none other than Bojo's Pizza. The pizzeria is excited for the move and has big plans for the larger space. CTV asked what should take Bojo's place.
Another Golden Corral, since they took that out, maybe. That would be a good place to set it up, especially since it's in the middle of town where everyone's actually at.
Bojo's building manager Jim Palmer was surprised by the announcement and says we want a great tenant that will feed off the synergy and be an additional catalyst for Old Town. And the sushi you're eating might not be what you think. According to a recent study by Oceana, an organization known for ocean conservation, they found mass amounts of seafood products mislabeled of lower quality fish. Between 2010 and 2012, Oceana tested 1,200 seafood samples from 674 retail stores across 21 states. They found that 1/3 of the samples were mislabeled, and 120 red snapper fish they sampled, only 7 were actually red snappers.
I love sushi.
But you might not be getting what you're buying.
We found escolar substituted for something called white tuna sold in sushi venues. 84% of the white tuna was actually escolar, which is something that can cause acute and serious digestive effects if you eat more than just a couple of ounces.
And the fears of these risks are reaching Congress.
It is a fraud on the consumer. And it actually is also something that hurts legitimate fishermen who are playing by the rules.
Those playing by the rules don't like it either.
If some of these, fisheries distributors are getting away with it, through some of these smaller restaurants, we're like, here you go, this is a lesser quality fish, but I'm going to charge you for a higher quality product. I mean, that's where it can get, sketchy, I believe.
And consumers feel the same way.
I'm just going to second guess all their prices and stuff, and because I don't know if they're actually going to be telling me the truth or not. So obviously I'm not going to want to buy sushi from somewhere. I'll learn how to make it myself where I know what's in it.
Oceana says their findings demonstrate that a comprehensive and transparent traceability system must be established at the national level. And up next, Ashley Wallinger is here with her weekly weather update. She'll preview the spring temperatures we're expecting for the weekend.
And Study Abroad with Katie Spencer is back with a tour of the City of Lights. She takes us underground the city to the Louvre and to the famous Eiffel Tower. Don't go away.
Packers,
Vikings, Red State, Blue State.
We come from different places.
Uptown.
But when we live united, we create real lasting change in the education, income, and health of our country. Real change won't happen without you. So give, advocate, volunteer, Live United. Sign up at liveunited.org.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. But it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, she's putting them in the same basket. Again. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
Welcome back from the break. The snow from over the weekend is really starting to melt as we see warmer temps and drier this week. The warming trend reached our area today. We saw a high in the low 50s, just a little below average for this time of year. Right now outside the CTV studio, it's still pretty mild at 43 degrees. We saw much warmer temperatures than we have been lately across the state today. It was in the upper 50s to low 60s across the I-25 corridor, in the upper 50s in the mountains, and even 57 here in northern Colorado. Looking at the next 7 days, the warmer weather continues into the weekend. We'll see a high in the low 60s tomorrow, and the mid 60s and sunny by Friday. Saturday, we may see a slight chance of rain showers and a high only near 60. But with the light breeze and cloud cover, it will probably feel cooler than that. It warms up and dries out again just in time for Easter. On Sunday, it will be very sunny and a high in the mid to upper 60s. Rain and a chance for snow returns Monday with cooling temps again. Enjoy the nice weather while we still have it. For CTV Weather, I'm Ashley Wallinger. Now back to the desk.
Study Abroad with Katie Spencer is back with a tour of Paris, France. Let's take a look at the beautiful places she visited over spring break.
Ah, the city of love. And skeletons? That's right, deep underneath the picture-perfect city of Paris are over 6 million skeletons. They were originally placed there due to fear of infection spreading from the only cemetery in town. The bones began to be placed there in 1786 and work continued until 1788. The skeletons are all placed in perfect position and almost look like a work of art. Now back up to the street for some real art and a visit to the Louvre.
The Louvre is one of the most important, if not the most important museum in Paris. It includes sculptures by Michelangelo, the Venus de Milo, and of course Leonardo da Vinci's famous Mona Lisa.
The Louvre houses countless works of art, and not only art but masterpieces like the Code of Hammurabi, the Dying Slave by Michelangelo, the Venus de Milo, and the one everyone goes to see, Leonardo da Vinci's Mona Lisa and her world-famous smile. Now on to one of the largest cathedrals in the world, Notre Dame. This cathedral is one of the best examples of the triumphant and gigantic Gothic style that was used during the 12th to the 16th centuries.
Construction started on the famous Notre Dame Cathedral in 1163 and took almost 200 years to complete. One of the most famous structures on the cathedral is the rose stained glass window.
Inside, the Gothic style is shown through beautiful details and many stained glass windows, including the main rose window. And on top of the cathedral, beautiful views of Paris can be seen, along with many gargoyles protecting it. And of course, last but not least, is another place with beautiful views, the Eiffel Tower.
Right behind me is the Eiffel Tower, which is one of the most famous symbols of Paris.
The tower stands over 1,000 feet tall and has beautiful views of the City of Lights. Reporting from Paris, France, Katie Spencer, CTV News.
Next week's installment of Study Abroad with Katie Spencer will feature a tour of Munich, Germany. Up next, Christian Zamora is here with your weekly installment of Rand Entertainment to catch you up on what you missed over spring break.
And the Hop to Sip team has an exclusive look at the artist who is painting her way through breweries in Colorado.
We are rolling.
All right, Mama's gonna bring it home. Mama's gonna bring it home. No.
Challenge your kids to be active and eat healthy.
Let's see what you can do. Let's go.
Search We Can for ideas on how to get healthy together.
Packers,
Vikings, Red State, Blue State.
We come from different places.
Uptown.
But when we live united, we create real lasting change in the education, income, and health of our country. Real change won't happen without you. So give, advocate, volunteer, Live United. Sign up at liveunited.org.
Welcome back, fellow Rams, Easter candy, and all you other CTV viewers out there for another Ram Entertainment. I'm your host, Christian Zamora, and while you were gambling away your financial aid money in Vegas over spring break, I was reading the tabloids and Amanda Bynes' Twitter feed just to keep you updated on all the celebrity gossip that went down while you're trying to keep your breakfast down. Here's what you missed over break. It's only a few days into the allergy season, but spring cleaning has already hit celebrity relationships. John Mayer and Katy Perry were the first celeb to call it quits. After the 8-month romance, fireworks seemed to extinguish between the couple. They said what they needed to say, and now the two no longer consider each other's bodies a wonderland. Us Weekly broke the news while giving no reasoning behind the split. Although given John Mayer's track record with women, we're pretty sure we know why they split. Stay strong, Katie. One will learn to love the woman who gave birth to the Oompa Loompa race and lactates whipped cream. In more celebrity breakup news that happened when you were taking body shots off strangers in the Florida Keys, the most successful Keebler elf to ever leave the tree, and by that I mean Ryan Seacrest, called it splits with dancer-turned-actress Julianne Hough. Seacrest confirmed the split after E! News broke the story centering around the ill-fated 2-year relationship. E! Online said the split was due to their busy, conflicting schedules, but Ram Entertainment thinks Julianne was sick of sharing her hair products with Seacrest. It's okay, Ryan. Things are always looking up for you. In other notable celebrity news, worth a quick mention that happened while you're hugging a toilet in Cancun. Brunetti's Back to Blondie, a Christina Free The Voice premiered on NBC Monday with Usher and Shakira's truth-telling hips. Beyonce released a new track and nobody bowed down. Selena Gomez and Vanessa Hudgens had a crazier spring break than you. A Veronica Mars movie will grace our unworthy future. Lindsay Lohan is going to rehab for 90 days. That is if she makes it until then. And Justin Timberlake's new album topped the charts with almost 1 million copies sold and made everyone cry with his new music video for his track titled Mirrors. Well, that's all the time we have for today. Until more celebrities remain forever alone, I'm Christian Zamora for Ram Entertainment. Hope you enjoyed the ramen.
All right, thanks, Christian. Well, the student media team has created a monthly series called Hop to Sip, which features the beer culture in Fort Collins. CTV reporter Andrew Rodriguez looks at the artist that travels through Colorado painting beer labels. Her most recent stop is Odell's. Let's take a look.
My project is to represent every brewer in Colorado that has or is bottling or will be bottling and has a label of their own brewed beer. What I'm doing here is still lifes with the action of the event going on behind it. and I try to just get the gesture, and I start very abstract. I try to put everyone in there, and whether it works or not, it's just too bad. And so what I'm hoping with this series, that because I do it on the spot, it's going to catch something that I'm not even aware of. Sort of like I'm just a recorder, and it'll be a slice 1 year of the brewing business in Colorado. The best part is just that I'll have it, and I'll pass it on to my kids.
For a taste of more beer culture in Fort Collins, visit hoptosip.com. And coming up next, we have Ryan Hillman with sports.
He's got a recap of the end of our men's basketball season at the Big Dance, as well as a look at who's on the top of the Sweet 16.
And I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
Traditional light bulbs actually generate 9 times more heat than light. Switch to Energy Star light bulbs, and you'll realize just how much cash you were really burning through. Saving energy saves you money. Learn more at EnergySavers.gov.
Well, Ram fans, the best basketball season ever in Colorado State has come to an end. But boy, was it a good one. Colton Iverson and Pierce Hornog earned some more trophies for their collection today. Iverson earned first-team All-District honors after being one of the most dominant players in the Mountain West. He finished the year ranked third all-time in single-season rebounding with an incredible 342, this being his 4th accolade this season. Pierce was named second-team All-District after pulling down a career-high 293 rebounds, which ranks 5th all-time for CSU. The most impressive thing for Pierce, though, he became the Rams' all-time steals leader. Yes, the team lost all 5 starters to graduation, but hey, this team will be wrecking a mess with come next fall. Jonathan Octius, Daniel Bayanaro, Jesse Carr back from injury, and Gerson Santos. These Rams will be just fine. Be excited for the future. The Rams are finally on the map in the college basketball world. Keeping on the train of NCAA basketball tournament, how about that Florida Gulf Coast team? You're probably asking who? Don't worry, I did the same thing. These Soaring Eagles are playing legit basketball right now. Remind me a lot of our hometown boys, the Denver Nuggets. They take on state rival Florida Gators, who are the 3 seed, and the Eagles are the 15th. First ever 15th seed in the Sweet 16. This should be a super exciting game as Florida is a run-and-go squad just like Florida Gulf Coast. This game takes place on Friday at 8 o'clock. For tomorrow night, my must-watch game is LaSalle versus Wichita State. If you had these two in your Sweet 16, you're nuts. Should be exciting to see how this one turns out. Make sure you turn into CTV Sports on Monday for the latest coverage of the NCAA tournament, and we'll break down the Final 4 matchups and give you a national champion prediction. You guys, I love NCAA March Madness time. It gets me so excited. I got Duke winning it all. I know you guys filled out a bracket. Tell me who's going to win.
You know, I'm going with Louisville.
Okay, I like your choice.
They beat CSU. I mean, CSU gave them a tough challenge, but I just think Louisville's way too powerful.
#1 seed overall. They got to win it.
Definitely. You know, I love an underdog, so I'm gonna have to go with the Florida Gulf Coast. You know, they've been playing great, and you know, I feel like they have a chance to take it all the way.
They do.
But thank you, Ryan. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for our show tonight.
Be sure to follow us on Facebook or Twitter at CTV11 or visit our website at ctv11news.com.
Have a good one.